Hello. Hello, everyone. My name is Watanabe from Editorial Department of Sendenkagi. Today's session will focus on the redefinition of the advertising value of OOH and the latest trends in using big data. And I would like to explore the latest trends and possibilities of OOH with you. Today's speaker will be Mr. Fujii from Dentsu, Mr. Katou from Docomo, Mr. Sakurai from LiveBoard. I'm looking forward to hearing your insights. The theme today is OOH, and we at Sendenkagi have been placing OOH advertisements because of their impact and their ability to capture people on the move. But we feel that it is difficult to measure the effectiveness of these advertisements and to understand what kind of profile people have. So I would like to ask you about these issues. To start, I would like to hear from Mr. Fujii about the issues that advertisers are facing with OOH. The floor is yours, Mr. Fujii. Yes, thank you very much. I work in the media planning department of Dentsu's OOH division, where I am in charge of making OOH plans while responding to advertisers' requests. Today, I'd like to talk about what advertisers are thinking about. I think the basic premise of that is the conditions of OOH are changing dramatically right now in the midst of corona pandemic. When I talk about OOH these days, I use this slide to kick things off. I think there are people I think there are these people today who are attending as a webinar, which may be something new for them, but I think the essence of OH media is that people move, which was very common before the corona pandemic. People spend an average of 80 minutes a week outdoors on the move. Commuting to work, school, hanging out in the city, at work, eating out are all included in the average 80 minutes, which includes a variety of scenes. I've written that the time spent on the move varies from person to person, but people move for various purposes with various emotions and so on. OH Media captures this moment. Regarding this part, I think one of its values is that advertisers understand that it is a media that can capture various occasions, even though the movement itself is decreasing. On the other hand, with the advent of smartphones, it's not that this movement can only be captured by OOH, and even people on the move can now be captured digitally. Or, as Mr. Watanabe said earlier, effects that OOH could not be measured, but it can be done with digital. I think it is a major trend that's emerging. However, we always talk about how it would be great if we could create this TV digital times OOH worldview, using not only TV and digital, i.e., smartphones, but also this physicality of OOH to capture consumers in every occasion and every moment. On the other hand, we are talking about capturing people's lives while they're on the move, but OOH has inherent issues, and this dilemma is being magnified amidst the corona pandemic. The first point is the clarification of the estimated number of people who are in contact with the OH media and what kind of people they are. As I said before, there are countless of types of people out there, but this wasn't clarified in the past. Secondly, while it wasn't possible to quantify its effect, we talked about its effectiveness in generating impact and reach without knowing what specific effect it had or what role OH played in it. I think these are the two major issues. In particular, during the corona pandemic, the number of people on the move have dropped sharply, but has been gradually coming back since May last year. And advertisers have been asking us about the exact number of those people in these times. So I think corona is making OH's issue even bigger. Thank you very much. I'd like to hear from you, Mr. Sakurai, about how you are evolving to address these issues of OH. Yes, my name is Sakurai from LiveBoard. I joined LiveBoard as a director in April, and I'm in charge of sales and media development. Thank you for this opportunity. First of all, I would like to briefly introduce what led to the establishment of LiveBoard. As Mr. Fujii mentioned earlier, for many years, the OH industry in Japan has had a lot of complaints from advertisers, such as not knowing who is watching and difficulty in verifying the effectiveness of the ads. In the meantime, Docomo was looking for a new business model that uses location data obtained from its users. Dentsu saw OH, which has been relatively slow to DX in the live media business, as the last frontier and saw that as great business opportunity. As such, Dentsu and Docomo established LiveBoard to solve the issues in the OH industry. And I'll add that the acquisition of Aegis Network in 2013 was very significant for Dentsu. Under Aegis Network, there was a global agency specializing in OH called Posterscope. We were able to learn the cutting edge of OH in Europe and in the US from them. In 2015, we started to exchange personnel between Dentsu in Tokyo and Posterscope in London, and Mr. Fujii here was among the first to do so, and spent 2 years in London learning the latest case studies and still injecting his learnings. Next, I would like to talk about Docomo's big data. I believe that our competitiveness is based on Docomo's data and technology. Mr. Katou here will talk more about Docomo's big data next. The OH industry has a kind of global standard of value. With Docomo's big data, we are the only digital OH company in Japan that actually meets that global standard. Mr. Katou, I hand the floor over to you. I'm Katou from NTT Docomo. I work for Docomo, creating new services by utilizing Docomo's big data. Today, I'd like to talk to you from the standpoint of someone using big data on a daily basis. Let's get right. Let's get right to it. There are 5 keywords in the context of big data. Along these keywords, I would like to introduce what kind of big data Docomo is using. The first one is quantity, and this one is the amount of data. First of all, it is very important to know how much data volume is available for analysis. In fact, Docomo has a membership base of more than 80 million people through its mobile phone service and its loyalty point service called D-Points. This makes us one of the largest platformers in Japan, if I might say so. The second is the quality of data. Even if the amount of data is very large, analyzing bad quality data will only yield inaccurate findings. When I ask people what kind of image they have of Docomo, they often say Docomo store. And in fact, when you go to a mobile store and sign a contract, you are asked to confirm your identity. The data that Docomo provides is based on data that has actually been personally verified, so the quality of it is guaranteed to be high. The third point is various types of data are available. With large amount of data, which is accurate, we can start the actual analysis. At this point, it is important to have a lot of data points to analyze. Docomo provides a variety of services through smartphones, so we have a lot of information such as age, gender, hobbies, and unique to Docomo, location information, questionnaire information, and payment information. So we have a lot of data points. By having this information, we are able to analyze it from many angles. The fourth point is One ID. We are not affected by Google's or Apple's regulations in light of these recent disruption around cookieless and ITP issues. In addition, as I explained earlier, a lot of high quality data and in a wide variety are all tied to the One ID. So when we want to analyze something, we have an environment to start immediately. Finally, the fifth point is permissions. With the increase With increasing focus on personal information protection, it is very important to ensure that the information has been authorized by the customer. At Docomo, we provide a personal dashboard that visualizes for each customers the purpose of using the data and what kind of information they have been authorized. They have authorized. This allows us to manage the information that has actually been authorized. Once again, Docomo has an environment where we can analyze a lot of high quality and rich data with one ID. And we also have the permissions of our customers. So this is our big data. An example of our big data usage is a service called Mobile Spatial Statistics, which is one of the services among many we provide. You may have seen this service on TV. Mobile Spatial Statistics allows you to monitor population distribution in Japan by the hour, 24 hours a day, and 365 days a year. We use this service, the GPS of the app that Docomo owns, and the characteristics of the location where the site is located, as well as the characteristics of the surface to calculate the impressions at that site. I believe that it is because Docomo is the holder of big data that we are able to accurately calculate the impressions of DOOH. Yes, thank you very much. Also, would you please continue to talk about LiveBoard's initiative, Mr. Sakurai? Yes. To add to Mr. Katou, I would like to briefly explain about the global standard, which is at the foundation of LiveBoard in the context of Docomo's big data. The key points are called AAA. One is accountable, second is addressable, and the third is attributable. Accountable means to measure the number of people watching, just like TV ratings or digital impressions. And LiveBoard was the first to introduce this to the OH industry in Japan. Secondly, the LiveBoard marketplace allows advertisers and advertising agencies to freely choose time, duration, and location of their advertisements, as well as to place or cancel orders at the last minute. Thirdly, on attributable, we can provide and verify the effectiveness of the advertisement by using the Docomo data, questionnaires to Docomo users, and log-based analysis. In terms of advertising effectiveness, it is possible to visualize the contribution to store visits and purchases, etc. We would like to accumulate experiences in these areas in particular and develop digital OH media that can be used with confidence by advertisers and advertising agencies. Furthermore, I believe that it is essential for the industry to work together in order to achieve growth in the OH industry in Japan. For example, in the UK, which is a leading OH country, the AAA standards I mentioned earlier have penetrated the entire marketing industry, and the value of OH has already been quantified by advertisers. As a result of this, digital OH market has shown tremendous growth over the past 10 years, up until the corona pandemic in the UK and other parts of the world. I would like Mr. Fujii, who experienced this in the UK for 3 years, to comment. And when I was there in 2015 to 16, I was surprised. As you saw in the graph earlier, the OH industry in the UK as a whole used the common quantified data. In Japan, OH is evaluated by various people in various ways, but in the UK, the number of visitors is the unified value, and it was a big surprise to me that everyone believes in the same value. In line with this, the indicators are always properly measured and formulated for digital OH as well. In case of digital, I think the purpose of digital is to look at the actual effects. As explained earlier, and I remember seeing the digital market grow rapidly by achieving these goals, it left a very strong impression on me. Thank you very much. In Japan, as one of the industry's initiatives, the Digital Signage Consortium, which is introduced here, is an organization of more than 100 companies in the industry and in which LiveBoard participates, released a set of measurement guidelines based on global standards in March. Based on this guideline, discussions between the Digital Signage Consortium and Advertisers Association of Japan have started in May. I hope that the AAA standards, which is the global standard, will quickly and widely spread throughout the industry and wins the support of advertisers and the agencies. Right. Thank you very much. I would like to ask Mr. Fujii a little bit about your impressions of that current initiatives and why you feel about them. Well, as Mr. Kato mentioned, LiveBoard's strength is that they are able to evaluate OH based on solid data from one of Japan's largest platformers, Docomo. This will lead to the value of OH itself to grow quickly. In addition to deepening the value of OH on its own, as I mentioned at the beginning of this session, it is about TV, digital, and OH. We are no longer in age where marketing can be done only with OH. I believe that with a standardized value, we are finally approaching a world where media plans that integrate TV, digital, OH, online, and offline media are possible. I look forward to it, and I fully intend on providing this value proposition to the clients. Thank you very much. Lastly, I'd like to ask you too about your future prospects and latest information. Let's start with Mr. Kato. We'd like to work on two major initiatives. The first is to make the DOH impression model even more sophisticated. I feel that the DOH market in Japan still has a lot of room for growth compared to overseas. I think there are many things we need to do to catch up with overseas markets. One of the major factors in expanding the market is that in the UK, which is an advertising market as advanced market as you explained earlier, Root has developed an impression model and is actually increasing the recognition of that model. I feel that this was a major factor in expanding the market. In order to expand the DOH market in Japan, Docomo will continue to upgrade its models and take on the challenge of increasing its awareness. Another thing that we would like to work on is, as Mr. Fujii mentioned earlier, to further quantify what kind of media DOH is. I would like to use Docomo's big data to visualize what kind of media DOH is compared to TV and the web, and as well as kind of synergy can be created when TV and DOH or the web and DOH are combined. I would like to use Docomo's big data to quantify this. Also, Docomo has data on what people have bought. We are not yet able to quantify the direct effect of DOH as a purchasing or sales promotion media, so it's thought to be effective, but we don't know for sure yet. I really feel that if we really test this kind of approach, we will find this valuable as a sales promotion medium. So I would like to challenge this kind of area by utilizing Docomo's big data. Thank you very much. Next, Mr. Sakurai, please. LiveBoard was launched in April of fiscal year 2021. And as of the timing of April and May, despite being under the declaration of state of emergency, it is showing year-on-year growth of approximately 500%. However, we are still far from satisfied with the content of our services. So in terms of the global standard AAA that I mentioned earlier, we would like to strengthen the point of providing the effectiveness of advertising, as I mentioned many times before. We would like to further strengthen our efforts in this area, and I'd like to introduce some of our efforts in the third part of this presentation. Thank you very much. This is the end of this session today, but I think we have been able to understand the latest trends in OH by combining big data. I hope you will consider what you can do with OH as you think about how it can be used for your own brand. Well, then, thank you very much. Thank you all very much for your time. Thank you.